Says I'm live. All right. So why am I doing this? Because I announced with a video and I kind of hinted around the last live that I did concerning this EXB that there are things that I am interested in concerning this EXB, but then again, there's also that, yeah, I don't know, maybe not. So I've been doing research. Okay, that's one of the huge things for me is being able to do some kind of research. Now, I've never done a double screen share, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. So kind of maybe bear with me if I can figure this out. So share screen. And I think what I want to do is I want to share, I believe, my entire screen. This could be bad. So I'm going to try entire screen because I think application window will just do a single window, and I really don't think that's what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to do entire screen. Share entire screen. Yeah. Bam. Okay. So it's going to give me like a weird double kind of thing. So then what I can do, this actually might work. So then what I can do is I can pull this up, I think. Does that blank me out? I don't know. All right, so just so you see like the hard part for me, just so you can bear with me and not like crucify me in the comments. So what I'm dealing with is I obviously want to make sure that I am live. So in order to make sure that I'm live, I actually have to see myself moving. Now, I don't even know if I've got audio. Do I have audio? To make sure. Hey, look at that. I got audio. So I'm using my iPad. And also, that means I'll be able to see comments. And it just gives like a framing, a general framing of what we're looking at here. So why am I even like bringing something like this up? Because I've been, I mean, it's not that I sleep, eat, and breathe this stuff, but when something interests me, I start taking notes. I start writing things down. I really try to pick it apart, obviously on my own time. The huge negative right now for me is not having it in my hands. And will something like this ever be in my hands, you know, pre-release or whatever? Who knows? If they did, that'd be a good move on their part. But I'm just, well, and then again, maybe it might not be a good move. But I'm just going over a couple things. There's some things that I do like. A couple of things that I'm noticing that inherently they had to modify. Like, yeah. So this Kraton roller, the EXB, the large scale full option roller, the one that's on your left-hand side, that does have changes that kind of separate it from the original Kraton, which that's the yellow one. I've got that one pulled up only because that's my body color. So if you don't know, if you're not part of the channel, I have an Outcast 8S, and I'm doing an RC Guy Garage conversion. And why I say RC Guy Garage conversion, because it's going to be my own like way of converting, you know, my Outcast into a Kraton 8S. And why am I doing it? Because I knew this was coming. I like came up with this idea a few weeks ago, and then within the last like week or week and a half or half a week, or however long it's been, there's been little drops and little spits here and there about, you know, the possibility of this coming out, which you already knew that they were going to do it. If you didn't know they were going to do it, then you just knew. Everybody knew. Everybody had to have known that this was going to be the next step. Now, my question is, beyond that, like if anybody is specifically trying to say something to me, make sure you do the RC Guy Garage thing. I got lost. What the heck was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. Maybe I should play it back. I literally see. I forgot where my thought was. The little minute differences that I'm noticing in the new truck versus the old truck. Why mine is going to be, I feel, a direct competitor to that one, with some of its parts, because there's a couple of things on here that I feel they've got it right. And I figured, why not at least try to share what I'm seeing? I'm also noticing that it may be too early for the website, but part numbers are still lining up. So one big controversy, which I'll get into like right away, or at least not controversy, but one thing that's seems to be on people's mind, and you can see what I'm going to do is on the left side one, I'm going to go to standard parts, meaning as you get this truck out of the box, this is what the standard parts are going to be. And I'm just going to go down. I'm going to click 300 so they all show up. I'm going to go over to the right side one. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to click standard parts, go all the way down to the bottom, click the 300. Now you'll see like they don't line up. The reason why they don't line up right away is because obviously they're showing a picture of that Kraton. But every other piece and every other part basically lines up in the line until you get to an EXB different piece, and then things will shift, and you'll see that they'll shift lines. So what I have discovered is essentially you're getting the same exact truck with literally you're buying, really what you're buying is you're buying, you know, a roller. Let's not even just talk about the electronics. Let's pretend the other truck was a roller. What you're buying is the 7075 T6 aluminum chassis, which somebody said that you can't stamp that, which I agree. I agree you can't actually stamp it. It is machined, but it did go through a stamping process. And how do I know that? Well, because of the little side wings that are on it, that is technically, maybe I could call it pressed instead of stamped. So I don't always use like the correct terminology. And sometimes people catch me on that and they're like, you know, you jump all over me. And it's like, that's fine. I will always use the wrong words because the right words don't always come out of my mouth. And sometimes there's stuff that I don't know. But when you go through the parts, standard parts, EXB, standard parts, you know, Kraton, you know, regular, which is what, version 2 technically, or 1.5 like Earl called it. That's still, you have no idea, guys. That thing grinds him up pretty bad. He's not happy about that. So essentially you have the same thing. We already figured out so far, differentials are all the same. It seems like all your dog bones, CVs, all that junk, gears, everything is the same. In the roller, obviously you're getting the optional 47 tooth spur gear. I'm sorry, not 47. What is it? Where is it? Right there, 39 tooth spur gear, not 47. 47 is the regular. So as I was going through this, so one change, and they updated that today, was now they actually show. So obviously that would be part of why this doesn't match up anymore. Because once you get to the gears, there's all of a sudden they toss in an extra spur gear. So things get kind of like mismatched. Now, here's the chassis. So here's the regular stamped chassis, regular stamped chassis. And then here is the CNC chassis that they have. And I'll get close-up pictures. Obviously, we know what the stamped chassis is going to do. We know what the weaknesses are. What is the chassis that I have when I'm building mine? It's that stamped chassis. I got that chassis from somebody at a price that I could never say no to. And yeah, you can never say no to that price. So, I mean, if you did, there was something wrong with you. But when they're showing the CNC milled chassis, it's pressed. Okay, stamped was the wrong word. That chassis is actually stamped. So some of the weak areas are actually going to be where they stamped it. So that nice little center backbone thing that they've got there on the little side rails, while you would think that, okay, well, it's going to give it some rigidity, well, what happened to the sidewalls? All that metal in that area, except for maybe the very flat center section, maybe that very flat center section is the same thickness as the rest of it, but the other parts are stretched. So and again, this is all common knowledge. People know this, and I know that too. I know you guys know, and I'm not trying to point out stuff that we don't understand, but here's something I wanted you to check out, right? So this chassis is the original, I think, is a 4mm chassis, right? So I think this original is a 4 mil thick chassis, right? And this new one is a 5. But it's not 5 across the board. It's 5 basically until you get to the front and rear ears. Because once you get to the front and rear ears, they had to mill down some of the material so that, I think, so that components kind of, I guess, still fit. Now, there's probably a benefit and a drawback to that. What I want to say is maybe that little section might be weaker, but it's a stronger material. I don't know. And I wish they were showing the opposite side, you know what I'm saying? Because they're showing the under part of this and they're showing the inside portion of the other chassis. And when you go down to this section, lost it. When you go down to, I'm not going to be as fluid as the awesome, like crazy YouTubers. But when you go in on this chassis, you can see that it's milled out. So probably in those sections, front and rear, it's back down to the 4mm is my guess. Now I am seeing some weird looking like divot or flange or something. There's something there that obviously if the thing was in my hands, I would have broken down the entire RC and like really like went nuts on it. Just because it's something that's piqued my interest. So we'll back out of these. Come on, back out. Again, I've never done like the side-by-side thing that we've got going on right here. So back out, back out. Back to like comparing the pieces parts. Threaded hinge pins was the next thing that I believe was supposed to be different. Right here. Brace mount? No. Where are we? Okay. Well, it has a bumper. So when you get the EXB, you now have a bumper instead of a skid plate. Okay. Add $20. So that's like a $20 option right there. The chassis itself is $180, but the other chassis is $99. So add $100. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to like take off and add kind of deal. You know what I mean? When you do the numbers, I'm like big into numbers. But the threaded hinge pins was something also, this piece right here, which was $25, $24.99. That's that CNC aluminum piece that is connected to one of the strut, I call it a strut brace. It's like a strut brace or whatever, or chassis, not chassis brace. That is the chassis brace. Sorry. So that is one of the chassis braces, because now that is abutted up against the motor mount. Well, not the motor mount, but the other thing there. That's the plate. Where's the motor mount? Motor mount. Did I already miss it? Is it way up here? Yeah, right there. So basically, motor mount is the exact same thing. Again, I think that's something that everybody knew. Same part numbers, same price, same everything. The only difference is, obviously now, instead of getting one of those PPS mounts or going onto eBay and trying to find a mount, now what the EXB version is going to do is going to allow you to put a big block in or a Coke can like right away. If that's the way you choose to go, which is going to be this motor plate right here. It's the 56 series versus this original plate, which is right here. So this is a side-by-side comparison giving you the larger motor option versus that. Coke can, I guess. So what's the price difference on that? $2, okay? So an extra $2, not really, because you're getting the whole part. So maybe it's not $2. One positive that I did notice, again, literally just going through all the parts. Everything is basically the same. Remember, I'm going to stumble through this a little bit. So your suspension mount pieces for you. So your front and your rear, basically your pin mounts, right? Same exact numbers, right? You can see it right there. ARA 330557, 557 on the other side. EXB is on your left. Standard is on your right. I remember where the threaded hinge pins were. Right, is that it? Yeah, okay. So threaded hinge pin. All right. So didn't it say that the threaded hinge pins were bigger? Are they using a different material? Because basically just out of what I'm seeing in the PDFs, they're still the same. So I'm kind of confused on the threaded hinge pins. Or threaded pins. See, it said hinge pins. I meant pins. Upper arms, okay? Those are the exact same. Here's your upper arms. Same part numbers, same specs, same everything, okay? $15.99, $15.99. Now, they didn't say anything about the upper arms being any different, but here's where we get to that controversy. Okay, pivot balls are still the same. So you got an M825 by M825, so that's all the same. Let's see, lower, we'll go to the fronts, because I think it's the front that people were saying it's different. Okay, again, this could be just that EXB is on your left, regular is on your right. Maybe they're just using the same pictures. I don't know. But looking at these, they look like they're the same exact thing. Now, where are people breaking their arms? They're normally breaking them right at that hinged section. At least that's where I broke my Outcast. So, and I can't speak on a Kraton yet. I'm building one. So will all the stresses of my Outcast, will all the stresses that truck maybe didn't suffer, will it be translated onto my Kraton? I don't even want to call it EXB. Will they transfer or translate onto mine? Yes, they will. Nothing has changed other than the fact that I might be using RPM stuff. I'm telling you, man, I'm really not happy with RPM, and I think we've all got to go on Earl's channel, and whatever video he did last, just write a comment in his thing, guy, release the RPM video. We'll understand. We are the people that have been following you. We're part of your channel. Release the info. We have to know, okay? Do that. Do that for me, because I'm trying to convince him, but he's worried that he doesn't want to get negative reactions. I mean, he's got thick skin. He's a mechanic. He doesn't wear gloves. So, okay. So in my mind, until I get this thing in my hands, everything looks the same. Part numbers still match up. So let's go with the lower rear arms. Why isn't it clicking out? Same price, same part number, same everything. Okay. You would think that if it was an EXB arm, wouldn't the EXB arm be a little bit more expensive? Because if you're adding more material, more strength, wouldn't it be more expensive? It is what my thinking is. Or did they go, and here's the other thought, did they go in to the PDFs between all of the vehicles now and because all of their replacement parts are going to be the upgrades. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can only base what my eyes are seeing. I don't have it in my hands. I have the original part in my hands. I don't have the new part. So are they literally squashing the old part and replacing it with a new? See what I'm saying? It's all these questions. So we'll go for the rear arms, which are literally right next to it. Right there. When you look at the part numbers, look at the price, everything seems the same. Doesn't say like it's any different. Click, click. When you look at the parts, it's literally just a copy of whatever it was. So is that changed? And could they really change the arm in the areas where we are? It's like a tongue twister. Could they change the design of the arm where we are having issues? Right at the pin. Right at the pin where it's attached to the chassis. For me, that's when mine snapped. So if that's where they're snapping, there's only so much you can do in that area. If you're not changing the actual pin itself, so if you're not changing the hinge pin, which the hinge pin is the exact same size, that means I'm assuming it's the same part number and same material. It's not like they've got like titanium hinge pins now. I don't know. Maybe I'm beating, like, I don't know. But they used to say beating a dead horse, and you just can't do that. Trying to bring a horse to a trough to drink water or something. I don't even know what I'm talking about, guy. All right. I'm getting to a couple of the other things. Just hold on. Literally everything's the same. Now, what I did notice is that the steering pieces are not available yet, which I thought was kind of odd. At least I haven't seen that they were available. There's one section of the steering piece that is available. And then even like, so shock shafts right there. So we'll jump on the shock shafts. You can literally see, I'll just go on the longer one. The reason why I'm going to go on the longer one is because that's going to be Outcast, because the Outcast is going to have longer shocks. So if I could find shock shafts, which they're messing with me now. Where's the shock shafts? Okay, so they're not listing shock shafts, right? Don't get dizzy. I know I am. All right. Guys, stop scrolling. My eyes. Oh, there we go. Shock shaft. 102. That is different. Okay. You got $11.99 versus a price of they don't know yet. See that? So right now that's not ready. It doesn't even have price yet. So that is definitely different. Right? I think it's safe to say, look at the size of the shaft, look at the size of the threads that are attaching to the inside. So the shafts that are at the top, that's attaching to the piston to the inside. So you can definitely see, while maybe the right side one is maybe a picture, the left one to me looks like a 3D render. Okay, so right side actually looks like a picture. Left side is a 3D render. Okay, so maybe things aren't ready yet. The reason why I know it's a 3D render is you look at the very bottom of the cap and you can see that color. That's usually the sign of a 3D rendering. Where the other side, it does have like a little funkiness on there, but maybe that's a picture. I don't know. Now, if you were going to go with those shock shafts, obviously you can see that what they do is obviously requires cartridge set the rod end, spring perch, all that stuff has changed. So yes, a little bit more beefier shocks where people were switching over to M2C, and some of the people that were switching over to M2C, they were bending. So here's ARRMA's idea. Okay, we're going to give you guys a 6mm shaft. Here we go. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But we're going to find out, right? All right, so that's where obviously shock rod ends are going to change. The little bladder things, all that stuff, I think the bladder thing is different too. Yeah, so everything about that shock is going to be different except for the body, right? Because I think the body is the exact same. So they're showing the body itself being the exact same. It's weird. Why is the bladder different? So here's the bladder. Here's this bladder. So EXB is on your left. It looks like a deeper, it looks like a differently designed bladder. See what I'm saying? Again, that could be rendering, but it looks like a differently designed bladder. It definitely looks deeper. Maybe it's more robust. Maybe the material that it's made out of is more robust. That is a possibility. So, and there is no pricing on that as well. $10 on the regular Kraton side. Then what else was different? So shock, blam, that's all the same. Got to go to the long one. 1.5. Okay. So here is a difference that I'm noticing right now. Okay. We'll pull this one up. This is the front shock. All right. Front shock, front shock. Shows obviously you need different springs, all that stuff. And you can see, so it's an 8-hole, right? 8-hole, 1.4mm shock pistons. Something I saw was different on the numbers. If I back out of this, there's something that shows differently on the specs that are here. Okay, so basically, you've got an 8x1.4 piston on the, I want to make sure I get the right shot. Yeah. So you got an 8x1.4mm piston on that side, and then an 8x1.2 on this side. So you're talking like so minimal, but maybe those minimal changes matter. All right. Then on the rear shocks, which are going to be the exact same for the Outcast. So if you're going to have the Outcast, these are the shocks that you're going to get. Again, EXB is 8x1.5mm with a 700 oil. That's something I just noticed right now. So it looks like the EXB is coming with 700 and the regular Kraton is with 5. So little minute changes that they made on the shocks. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The components for the steering, okay? Now, this is something I'm confused about. I thought, at least I thought, from what I saw, why is this that? Because I thought what I saw on the Kraton thing was that, I'm going to pull this up. But I thought I saw, so that's the same exact thing. And I think this might be it. This is where you got to buy it from. Remember, AMain. The link is actually in the description. So in the first line in the description, if you want to go ahead and get one of these on a pre-order, the first thing is just a link right to AMain, but the second link, which is right next to it, will bring you right to this page right here. AMain for the win. Telling you. Unfortunately, though, I'm probably going to have to go to I'm probably gonna have to go to the ARRMA website. I was trying to see. All right, let's open another window here. Oh, look at that. ARRMA's right there. Okay, click right on the Kraton. I thought what I had seen on one of these things here was the steering components were no longer plastic or composite. That I thought I saw that they were CNC metal. So I'm not seeing it here. I could be wrong. I could have totally missed out on that. Again, you're seeing this just like I am. I'm just literally going through it with you guys on the thing here. So those rod ends are also different. There's also, I tried to look up part numbers for those rod ends, and so far I couldn't find any information on those new rod ends. Am I something wrong with me here? I thought I saw somewhere that these, see, wait a minute. So here's your steering components right here. So it looks like everything is still a composite, but ARRMA 1/5, oh, option parts. Now, wait a minute. Option parts. So what makes this an EXB? What is supposed to make this? This is where I think I'm going to find it. When you're buying this truck, what is the EXB supposed to mean? It's supposed to mean it's the vehicle that you buy, you put your own electronics in it, and that's it. You choose your battery, you choose your electronics, and I thought, at least in my mind, that EXB meant this is the extreme Bash Edition. But is that really the case? Because once I switch over here, once I bump this over, am I going to see those CNC parts? So you can get option parts. I know I saw it. I know I'm not losing my mind here. I saw, oh, there we go. Just see, blew right by it. There it is. Oh, no. So CNC aluminum server saver axle. These parts right here. See these parts right here? CNC steering set. Okay, so that's where they got me. But this is an EXB. Seriously, this is an EXB. Why doesn't this truck have those parts? I'm kind of confused right now. I actually thought it did. See, like literally, I've been like for the past day and night, I've been going over parts, referencing part numbers, watching like literally the website change. As I'm like refreshing the page, trying to like bounce back and be like, well, where'd the chassis come from? You know, all of a sudden, you know, they've got a better rendering of the chassis. You know, it's just like, oh, that's a lot better than the 3D rendering that they had. So apparently, even though you're buying an EXB, you can still get more EXB parts for your EXB. Does something sound wrong with that? I mean, come on. You're buying the EXB, right? Well, what the heck? Well, I almost said a word. What the heck? What the heck is that? You know, come on. Come on, guys. What do you mean? Couldn't give us that part? All right, so I guess I'm not seeing things. I'm not seeing things. Okay, so steering is still the same. So really, what are you getting? What's different? You're getting a chassis. All right. So one more thing that I noticed that was actually different, that there's only one half of it that I didn't check. So I'm leaving that for this. So obviously your turnbuckles, I believe, are also better and bigger. So yes, your turnbuckles are better and bigger. Bigger and better. I think the wing is the exact same. I do believe the wing is the exact same. Part number 22. Yeah. Okay. So the wing is the same exact thing. Now I've kind of like, I think I've gone enough. I'm going to just jump into this real quick. Okay. And I want to show you something. So again, like I said, on the left side is the EXB. On the right side is the regular Kraton. Okay. Regular 8S. So looking at the wheels, there's a reason why I'm bringing out the wheels. They're the same exact rim with a slightly modified tire. And there is a benefit or a couple of benefits in the tires that they're giving you in the EXB, but is it worth it? So the rim is $20. You know you'd have to get 4 of them. If this was the route you're going, if you were going to do your own like gluing and all that junk. All the specs are literally the same exact thing, but what is different, and we saw it on the picture, but I wanted to point out what was really different. So I'll just punch up the tire. All right. Punch up the tire on this side. I'll leave it on the specs view. So on the specs view, the very first line is that I feel a very important one. Okay. It's called bead diameter. So on the right-hand side, you have 127 millimeter bead diameter on the same size wheel that's on both of them. On the left side, you've got 122. Now, while that might not seem like a significant difference, the difference with this EXB tire or version 2 of this Copperhead 2 big block, maybe it's just because it's a big block, it's going to grip the rim that much tighter. And I do really feel that that's going to be a benefit because what they did is they increased everything else about the tire. They made it a little bit wider. They made it a little bit taller. So everything about it needed to grip that rim that much tighter is what I feel. $54 versus $49. If you felt confident enough to go ahead and rip your tires off your original rims, you could go ahead and do that. Well, you can, and you can go ahead and get those tires and foams. I actually feel that that is a positive. My build is going to get those tires, only to be fair. So those are the tires that I'm going to get. So it's like, it says $54, $55, whatever. So, it adds up. $55, you're talking $110 plus tax. $110 for tires, guy. This is just an RC. Like, I think I could go to Pep Boys and I could spend $110 and get 4 tires for the tracker. Right? I could go to Pep Boys and I could go ahead and probably spend $110, maybe $120. Maybe $129.99. I could get 4 tires, 4 brand new tires for the tracker. Granted, I wouldn't want anybody else to drive the tracker after that fact, but you could still do it. I don't even think he can even do that at Walmart. But Pep Boys, oh yeah, Pep Boys, you could do that. So I do feel as though you're getting something that actually is changed and different. Changing that bead diameter, I think, is going. Obviously, there's a positive to that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just going to grip the wheel that much tighter. So that's I feel is a big positive, and it's also going to cushion the landings better. That's what I feel is also big. That having that extra cushion. Think about some of the vehicles that I've added extra cushion to. Okay. Number 1 was the laser nut. Every vehicle probably, God, Even the Traxxas Max, I put the Redcat Racing Kaijus on. Why do I like those tires so much? Because they give a certain amount of cushion, flex, grip, everything about them. The price, number one. The price was a selling point for me. And as soon as those things were available, I bought Kaijus for every vehicle at the time that I knew that was going to get a conversion to that tire. And it ended up going on vehicles that like I ended up getting later. I think I never even had a chance to try them on the 6S Kraton EXB. So am me personally getting just my opinion of this EXB without having it in my hands, just by going by the specs. We can see the changes. We can see the differences without it being, and I'm not going to watch somebody else's video that they have a pre-production, technically, maybe a pre-production rig. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. One guy out there, forget what his name was, but he was in the UK. He's the guy that had the issue with ARRMA at one point, and basically Jason said, "See ya." They had a fight. I guess everything's all patched up now, which is great, and that's the way it should be. But some leak happened or whatever, and I don't know. Does he have the Kraton, this EXB? Does anybody really have it yet? Obviously, somebody has it because there was a video done on it. Have I watched any videos yet? I haven't. I haven't had the time because I've been doing my own research on what am I going to do with my Kraton V 1.5 3/4. How about that? How about that? 1 3/4. That's what I should call it. So my Kraton is like the 1.5 3/4. Yeah, that'll be it. That way I'm different from Earl because Earl already has the Kraton 1.5. My Kraton will be the 1.5 3/4. And if anybody has any idea of why I'm calling it the 3/4, put a comment right now in the description. What TV show was an individual called the 3/4? Like on his, I think it was on his shirt. Does anybody know? Anybody even listening here? Well, anyways, I actually do feel more confident over this truck just based upon the numbers. If the arms are still the same, yep, that is definitely going to still remain a weak point. But really think about it. If you've got a Kraton, if you've got an Outcast, if you've got any other vehicle, Traxxas X-Max, look at where the arms attach to the truck. Do you really have room for more material in that area where we are breaking our arms off? Do you really have more material there? Meaning, do you have room? Sorry. I didn't say, did you have more? I said, did you have more material there? Do you have room for more material? That's what I guess I'm getting at. And what is this EXB bearing? What's this, like, what is this ball bearing for? What's EXB about a sealed bearing? You see that? No, it's not EXB, is it? Oh, no, sorry. Never mind. That's not right? Okay, so is that EXB for the tires? Wait a minute, I'm confused. Or is it the bearing? Okay, wait a minute. Because I'm saying to myself, what the heck is going to be EXB about a bearing? What's the EXB right there? It's not even allowing me to click on it. So what is it? Is it literally the bearing is an EXB bearing? Because see what I'm saying? It's confusing. Is the EXB for the tires or for the bearings? I want to say it's for the bearing. What the heck is EXB? Would they just take an EXB sticker and just throw it in there and go, hey, let's see if we can get them to buy some EXB bearings. So effectively, I want to say just about everything else is different. I mean, different. Everything else is the same. Now, I did want to jump into hardware. Excuse me. I did want to jump into hardware real quick. And what I might need to do on this. So on this side, on this side, on the EXB side, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the manuals. And the only reason why I'm saying that is I want to see exploded view because I want to make sure I'm getting the right screw. And you'll see why I'm questioning this in a second. All right. So there we go. Those screws right there, ARRMA 7225516. Now remember, this left side of your screen, this is the EXB version, okay? Now I'm going to open up on the right side. Again, just bear with me. I'm not a computer genius here. Both closed Kratons are the exact same. I'm going to go to exploded. Whoa, wait a minute. Go back. I want to go to the DX3, right? I want to go to the DX3 one. All right. So let's zoom in here. So when you zoom in, it's looking like the arms are still the same, okay? And the screws, ARRMA 7225516. So those are the same exact thing. So my thought was, okay, if those are the same exact screws, granted it's only 1 millimeter, but you're now taking 1 millimeter away, or are you? Only on half of it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I think this is where I want to be. Is that where I want to be? So I'm trying not to get confused here. It's very easy. There we go. Oh, no, it's not it. Okay. Go back into here. Go back into, where was I? Standard parts. I wanted to make sure that I grabbed the right number. So it's ARRMA 7225516, which it should be the same exact thing. And this is literally stuff I was doing like all night, but I didn't check this though. And it's actually easier to do it on the computer. I was doing it on my phone. So my house is settling. The sun is on the back side of my house right now. So it literally just snapped between the great room and this room. The great room. The living room. Great room. Okay. So I wanted to go to the hardware. It was ARRMA 7225516, which I believe are these screws, right? Nope. 7225516. Okay. So M5 by 16 millimeter, but what I wanted to show you was the chassis. So I'm assuming it's. I mean, why would they make the bolt like 17 millimeter or 18 millimeter? Well, because that would have been great. But let's go back into the chassis. And why do I say Mojave? I call my monster Mojave. A Mojave because of my grandfather. All right. So, depending upon how deep that is inset, it looks like it looks like the screws are not going to be flush. So in this chassis, it looks like the screws are going to be sunk down. This is my guess. So my guess is when you, and it won't let me zoom in any further, but I wish I could zoom in on that right there. See this one right here? See how there's like a line that goes around that hole? See how there's a line that goes around this hole right here? Now, granted, that could be just in the drawing or whatever's going on in here, but I suspect that the screws are going to be sunk down just that much more. So if that's the case, in my opinion, there is a little bit of a positive to that. Number one, the screws are going to be protected. So instead of, like, let's just say the chances of when you land, because you know when we all land, we land pretty hard on these cars. I don't know anybody's car that doesn't do a chassis slap after doing a jump. Almost no matter what you do to the suspension, unless you actually limit the shock travel with maybe like a rubber bumper or something, or if you have like a jounce bumper, which that's what a jounce bumper does, is it limits the travel, the compression. So my thought is the screws are going to be inset into the chassis, is my guess by what I'm seeing from the picture, and for the fact that little front nose piece here is that the nose? Yeah, that's the nose. Or is it? No, it's the back, right? Come on, guy. No, that's the back. That's the front. No, that's the back. Never mind. That's the back. I'm right. Yes. So it looks like the screws are going to be inset. So I guess that won't be a problem, because that was something that I was wondering to myself, was that would they, because they increase the thickness of the chassis, would they literally go through the painstaking, thing of giving you all new screws? And obviously there's the answer. And that was just something I was questioning for myself. So how do I get out of here? I don't think there was anything else that I came across that was really, I gotta close this. That was really that, like, thought-provokingly different. So standard parts, 300. I'm trying to remember if anything else was different, and I don't think that I saw other things being different, at least at the time last night, when things I think were still updating. So I think the biggest thing is, number one, chassis. Honestly, number two, tires. That, I feel, is going to save this truck a huge amount just by, well, and the shocks. The shocks, yeah, let's incorporate the shocks into that. But first thing that comes to mind is the big saving grace for this truck over a standard regular Kraton. So this one versus this one. What's going to save the EXB from damage is, obviously, everyone knows, chassis. Bam. Strengthen its backbone. Inset those screws so that when you have a chassis slap, that the rocks aren't, screwing with your Allen heads as much. They'll get impacted by dirt, which is fine. I'd rather have it impacted by dirt than, have the actual heads get mangled, and then you're getting out an easy out or a Dremel or something and trying to get out a fastener that's, Loctited in there forever. The tires are definitely, I feel, going to help just that little change in my mind is going to help soften the suspension, and the shocks themselves being a, you know, larger shock shaft. Again, this is my like have it in my hands opinion that is going to save that truck, because the one that's on the right-hand side, everybody probably in chat right here knows, like there are some people that on their first jump bent their chassis. Now, granted, it was probably a massive jump, but still, based upon what I saw, come on, everybody's got to remember, what was the video like? Remember when ARRMA was doing all the dusty pictures where you really couldn't see anything? Maybe you'd see like a piece of a bumper, or you'd see like the headlight, and the whole rest of it was all smoke, and you maybe saw like a thing of a tire. I think that's going to be big enough. Even looking at the pictures, you can see that the tires are just that much bigger. I think that's going to save the truck. Chassis, tires play a huge part of it. Why do you think my Monster Mojave is going to do so well? Number one, the ARRMA Mojave platform, for me, this is only my personal opinion, is hands down the best platform for that type of truck that ARRMA has come out with. Kratons, Italians, whatever else ARRMA has to offer. The Mojave, if you don't buy one and blast it, you're wasting time. You're point blank wasting time. That finger, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, which obviously with left-handed it's, well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, left-handed trigger, right-handed steering. Never mind. I forgot which way I had the controller in my hands for a second. So if you're left or right-handed, however you work it, I don't know. Isn't that funny? I didn't think about that. Because if you know how Earl does it, Earl's left-handed, so he drives like this. Do you know what I mean? Like that good. It freaks me out. You know what I'm saying? Nah, guy, it's this way. But that's what I feel is going to save this truck. Save it from Empire State Building, kind of like jumps. No, come on, guy. Think about it. Am I excited about this truck? Yes. Am I excited about what's on the right-hand side? Yeah. Because my truck, while it's gonna maintain its weak chassis, there's a couple of things that I have in mind for my chassis just to strengthen the areas that I saw everybody having issues with. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do for now. Now, can I do anything about that front end tweaking? No. But when you look at the milled out section of that T7075, not T7075, T6, whatever, the Kraton roller chassis. When you look at that Kraton roller chassis, you can see that it's milled out. So that's back down to its 4 millimeter. Can that tweak? I don't know. Probably not, because the metal's better. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. And why is this Kraton longer than the other Kraton? So this Kraton's actually longer. Did you know that? Did anybody in chat know that the Kraton roller is longer than the Kraton 8S? Nobody's even listening to me. I'm just gonna, I can't even change the comment. How can I change the comment? Just go like that. Anybody have an idea? Anyone? Bueller? Yes. The Kraton, this one, the Kraton roller is a longer truck. Did anybody catch that? Just curious if anybody caught it. CR, yes, sir, it's longer. How much longer and why? Come on, anybody else? Come on. CR, you can't be the only one in the chat that's actually can hear me talking. There's got to be somebody. Paul Clancy, guy. Why is the Kraton roller longer than the Kraton 8S? Bam, right there. Pain in the RC's got it. Literally, it's just a bumper. I thought that was funny because when I was looking at the numbers last night, I noticed that on the specs that the Kraton was longer, but when I was looking at it, I'm looking at it on my cell phone. So I was like, wait a minute, it's longer? So then I went into I didn't even go to the picture. Then I went into wheelbase. Like I'm like checking stuff and I'm like, well, why is it longer? And then when I saw the picture, I'm like, you maggots. You literally you call it longer because you're measuring from the very snout of the truck, the bumper, to the tail end of the truck. So I just thought that was funny. But like for me, because like I said, because I was looking at it on my phone, I saw that it was longer and I'm like, why? You know what I mean? So it's all those late night, when you're trying to like research and do stuff on a small device and not having like the side by side. Obviously, when you've got it right here, you can see the difference. You're like, guy, it's the bumper. But so, what's funny? I am actually noticing something right now that I didn't notice before. Check this out. Oops. Oh, no, go back. I am noticing a difference. Right there. Do I have the right truck pulled up? Okay, so where and why is it different there? Because it's a bigger shock. That's why it's different. So it looks like the arms are different, even though they're only listing the same part number. But I think where they're breaking, where we know at the hinge pin, at least for me, that's when mine broke. Naturally, they'd have to make that area bigger because they have bigger shocks. So they'd be taking away material, I think, on the inside, transferring it to the outside to give a little bit more rigidity. So the front arms are different. And the upper arms are slightly different now. See that? See how there's extra material? Check that out. I didn't see that last night. See right here? There is extra material. It is slightly redesigned. But what they're not showing, I don't think they're showing the pin area. It is slightly redesigned. But you can't see inside. See what I'm saying? The pin area is where mine broke. Okay, so there you go. It's been confirmed. The upper and lower arms, while they retain the same part number, they must have axed. Check this out. Okay. Let's check this out. Standard parts. We obviously know that the EXB is different. I'm going to go right to the arms, which I'll just click 300. We'll go right to those. We'll go right to the lower arms on the front. And so that is what's different. So look at what those sneaky guys did. Now remember what I was saying? Did they change the PDF across the board? Because maybe now they're not offering the original arms. Oh. Now that kind of looks, oh, it is different. Look at, check it out. You can see on this side section right here, right? See on that upper arm, see that section right there? That actually is right here. So that is what they did. Those maggots, sneaky bastards. See? See how sneaky they are? Sneaky bastards. Anybody, does anybody remember the movie where this guy, Tony Maroney, you fucking sneaky bastard. Gotta watch that movie. It's kind of corny, but so there you go. Those sly maggots changed it. And I'm just noticing that now. So the arms are different, but I don't think but I'm guessing they're not different up here. Oh man, now it makes me want to go grab one of my original real arms and compare. So you can't, that is what they did. Those fucking sneaky bastards. And that's not a bad word. That's not a bad phrase to say. You fucking sneaky bastard. You got to watch the movie. Like I said, it's kind of corny right now because of the time period that the movie was made. But if you want a good laugh, the name of the movie is called Johnny Dangerously. And if you maybe want to have, maybe want to have a laugh, like I say, a yesteryear laugh, go watch it. It's a movie that I think was funny. Who knows? Maybe it's not funny anymore. All right, so there you go. Fucking sneaky bastards. They did change those damn arms, and they're not offering them anymore. You sneaky bastards. Look at that, man. I'm just noticing right now with you guys. Right there. Bam. Lower arms have changed, but did they change in the hinge position? I mean, yeah, in the hinge pin. Son of a gun, huh? Oh, I did not notice that last night. Because I was looking at PDF for PDF. And you would figure original PDF should be the same as PDF, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, yes. Matthew, you got it. Fartigan ice holes, right? And none of those words are actually YouTube safe. We're not saying any swears. Fartigan, that's not a swear. Ice hole, that's not a swear. You know what I mean? It's from a movie. Yes, Donnie J. Yep. Right. Joe, yeah. Yes. Yep. You're breaking your old rules. You're making innuendo. No, I'm not, guy. Stop it. Sluga, you're always trying to jump on me, guy. You're always trying. You're never going to get me, Sluga. Yeah, all right. So there you go. There is a change. Then that also may be a positive. Man, my face just got all smiley. Because that was the question, man. Did they really change the arms? This really might be the one. Man. I feel there's enough changes in this if you didn't have one and you were maybe considering it. Again, this vehicle's not in my hand, so I could be shooting myself in my own foot here. Could be stuffing my foot in my mouth, whatever it is. Frank Sluga tries to make something that's fun and happy, tries to turn it around, and guy, you're doing innuendos. It's different, guy. Come on. Killing me, guy. Frank Sluga, go have a nice tea, will you? Calm down, guy. All right. So why did I waste my time and your time doing this comparison? Well, because I'm building what's on the right-hand side with a mixture of what's on the left-hand side, kind of, sort of. I'm not spending no $180 on a chassis, but will there be a reason why you should? The tires, yes. I actually think the tires are going to be worth it. The shocks, yes, but if you don't have the arms, will those new parts fit? Do you know what I mean? Let's go into Extreme Bash option parts. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's all that's. All right. So I guess if you got that, let's see. Option parts. Oh, I did jump to 3 already. How did it do that? What I wanted to do is I just wanted to jump on, and I'm jumping on the rear shocks only because it applies to Outcast. That's the only reason why I'm jumping on that. Okay, so if you buy these shocks, they're saying you'll have to get springs because obviously, you won't have those springs, but I guess you could use your old springs. I think. I didn't see that the body was changed. Other than maybe the shock cylinder itself is thicker. Was it bigger or smaller? Can't remember if the piston was bigger or smaller. Was the piston bigger or smaller? Oops. 1.5 to standard 300. Let's see. Right there. 1.5. 1.5. Okay, wait a minute. Is anyone else noticing this? Am I on option? Oh, I'm on upgrades. Sorry. I think I'm on upgrades. That's why. Am I on upgrades? Yeah, standard parts. Sorry. I messed up. It happens. I mess up all the time. You guys just don't know. All right. There we go. Okay. So that shock to that shock, it is different. So for some reason, I thought literally they re-updated their site again, getting rid of the old parts. So my question was, so with the increased force, you notice that, so we've got 188s, 1.2 versus 1.5. Okay. So how did they? Yeah. So the thickness of the actual, and I know people call it the piston, but it's technically a valve because it's got holes in it. So that piston piece is a thicker piston piece because you've got potentially more abuse going to that piece. So I don't know. It's all nickel and diamond except for the chassis. Chassis is the big thing. Chassis is literally the reason why you would, I think, go for this, along with some other nickel and dime pieces, I guess. So how many of you in the chat, there's a couple of people here, how many of you in the chat would actually, did this truck push you over the edge to where, do you already have the Kraton 8S or an Outcast, and now finally them releasing this roller being upgraded out of the box, did this push you over the edge and pull that trigger and drain your bank account? Like miss a mortgage payment, miss a car payment, no food in your refrigerator. Your kids are going starving. There ain't going to be no school clothes. You're not going to be able to buy a pair of boots for work. Do you know what I mean? Like, has anybody, did this drop right here push you over the edge? Anyone? Bueller? So Michael, yes. Mendez, Guy, answer that for yourself. What do you think? It's still too expensive for an entry level, right? I get that. Sarge. Okay, Sarge. So you're getting one. GRC. You wait. Good. You're waiting on Earl. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Thomas Downey Jr. is now Thomas. Now see Thomas Downey Jr. right here. That's Iron Man. Now he's got the money. Okay. Now, were you considering it, or is it just point blank still a no? Because see, this is Iron Man, so we already know he's got the cake. You like the 6S? Okay. I'll determine if I'm buying one after I see me bashing. God. I'm not the one. Okay, so no, it didn't push you over the edge. Okay. You do want it though, but the Kraton, but the EXB 6S. Okay, but GRC. What you're a little bit twisted in that. The only reason why I'm saying that, and I mean in a good way, everybody's experience with, or just about everybody's experience with the 6S Kraton EXB, the roller, was the differential. At least for me, it was the rear differential. The out-of-the-box experience was phenomenal. If that truck could have stayed that way, that would have been great. I think that was a huge fail. Shimming issues, whatever the issues were that they figured out, they were different than what I discovered. Both Earl and I put our heads together. We knew what the exact issue was. So, yeah. But on this, it's already, I want to say, a proven kind of driveline. The driveline hasn't changed. So, you know what I mean? Except for the axles, where the something else I thought was beefed up. Wasn't the axles or something? Not the axles, not the wheel axles, the drive shafts. I think something about the drive shafts, right? Sunoco, you're actually going to sell your Kraton S as a roller, buying. Nice. Okay. So that pushed you over the edge. Now, Sunoco, I actually like that name right there, guy. So you must be into cars. You must be a car guy. So because I've got you right here, right now, were you considering letting your Kraton go before, or did this drop cause you to make that decision? Casey, what's going on, guy? Where'd you go? Sunoco, where are you, guy? I'm saying your name right? Sunoco Twist. G. Doris, you're waiting to see how it holds up? Right. But remember what you're getting. That's why I'm just basing And you can all guys, you can stone me after the fact. You buy this thing and then it's the worst purchase you ever made and you can crucify me and all that stuff. But I see enough changes in this. And granted, it's only visual and what I'm seeing on paper. I see enough changes in this that are making me have that desire. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I see enough in it already that I feel that they addressed issues with right side. God, I got something in my eye. I think they addressed the issues with the right side with the left side, is my guess. Also, if you guys haven't given one of these, there's 76 thinking people in here, slam that button, man. It just tells YouTube to put more ads on the channel. I need them. I need the ads, guy. Sorry. I know my videos have been getting like 15 ads per video, but come on, guy. It's what pays the channel. You're not going to miss anything. It doesn't like increase really the length of the watch time. Just don't be afraid of the ads. Come on. Stop killing me here. And if you're not, I haven't said this in a long time. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you do not have your bell notifications on, what I did on the last video, I'm sorry, not the last video, a video I had done that got a ton of traffic, okay? I checked all the details on it. This is the first time I went into YouTube and I checked the major details about why maybe a video is doing better than another video, content versus title versus, you know, all the junk, all the stuff that like I honestly can't be bothered with. But you guys will help me out so I don't have to look at that junk. That the biggest thing that I noticed was a lot of people are saying they're not getting notified when I do a video or whatever. And that one video proved to me why. Because most of my subscribers do not have the notification on. You got to click that bell notification. And what that will do is when a video drops, when a live goes live, you will get notified. And I know that the YouTube thing does mess up too. Same thing happens to me. I don't get notifications too, but just double check if you want. Just double check to make sure that you are like, you click on the bell and it gives you like personalized all. Make sure you click the all. You know what I'm saying? Just click the all. You hope it'll be okay, but Earl is having problems with both of his. Yeah, but, you know, GRC, pay attention to why he's having a problem with his 2K Kraton. He's having a problem because it's 2K. You know what I mean? Speed Psycho, what's going on, guy? Sunoco, you love the EXB platform. Okay, so you did answer, right? Yes, Def. Okay, so, all right. So, Sunoco. All right. To have that name, you've got to be a couple of years. Junebug, what's going on, guy? You might get the Team Corelli Punisher EXB. No, XP success instead. Hey, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with those 6S rigs. Again, Earl and I were having a conversation. Was it today? I think it might have been this morning. That these bigger RCs, everything about it can be that much more of a pain in the neck, can be that much more everything. Everything about it is scale. The price is scale. The size that it needs is scale. The jumps might not be scale. Okay? Pay attention to that. The jumps might not be scale. The size you need is scale. The price you need is scale. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things about these bigger cars that are great. Now, the Mojave's perfect. Like, literally, the Big Rock. The Big Rock is a grab and go. Why am I like, and some people were calling me like an ARRMA fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of any of this. I'm a fanboy of all of it. I'm a fanboy of my truck. I'm a fanboy of my Jaguar. I'm a fanboy of that bug I've got. I'm let's put it this way. I'm a fanboy of Smiles for Miles. That's, if you want to call me a fanboy, but a fan man, fan guy. There's so much stuff I like something that you guys don't know. I love horses. When I was a kid, I used to ride horses. My youngest daughter, she used to ride horses. You know what I mean? So there's so many things that are wrapped around my life that I'm a fan of life. I'm a fan of ripping it. I'm a fan of ripping it in my Camaro, my Trans Am in Big Black. Can I rip it in the Bug? No, not really, but it does kind of go. Have I ever done a burnout in it? Yeah, it's front wheel drive. It's easy. It's a turbo. It's a TDI. You can spool that thing up and dump the clutch, and that thing will spin the tires and keep them going. It's a diesel. It'll move. You know, once that turbo kicks in, the lag is gone. It goes. That's got a ton of lag. I'm telling you right now, that diesel engine, you've got to plan. You've got to plan your entry into traffic. It's a fun little car. I got to tell you, it definitely is a fun little car. If you want something that gets you ultra hyper mild at 53 miles to the gallon, that 99 TDI diesel Bug with 254,000 miles on it. That thing gets 53 miles to the gallon. And yes, I'm pissing the people off behind me. Yeah, I did it. I was able to do it. Did the calculations. I had the scanner in there. Everything. It got 53 miles average to the gallon, which was nuts. Dan, what's going on, guy? Yes, sir. 50. See? Sunoco. Dude, with a name like that, I just knew it. Been messing with RCs for 35 years. That is awesome, guy. Now let me ask you, Sunoco, are you subscribed? Come on, guy. Come on, do it. I haven't talked about subscribing in a while, but I'm realizing, like, when I look at the analytics, so many more people that watch my channel are not subscribed. I'm like, what? If I could flip-flop that number, I swear to God, I would instantly be at like 20K. That's my guess. I'm at like am I at 8,200 or something like that right now? 8,200 subscribers, which even that number is crazy. But if the people that weren't subscribed, like, literally just took that, I know it's hard. I know it's rough. I know it's hard to click that button. It's that extra step you got to take. Then, geez, guy, now you want me to subscribe. Now you want me to hit the bell notifications. What's next? Patreon? Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, see this right here. This is what this is all about. It's all about just Smiles for Miles. The tears you get in your eyes are happy tears. That's what it's about. You know, I did that little bit, that short on my dog. Dude, that short got so many views. I think I gained like 25 subscribers just from that short. It's on my dog. Do you know what I mean? But dogs are cute. Or they can be. I don't know. Like I said, bell notification, thumbs up, all of that stuff. It just helps the channel. It pushes me, honestly, it pushes me to do more because come on, just like everybody, you can get in a rut to where you don't see things moving. If you've got a YouTube channel, give it time. This wasn't overnight for me. Dude, think about it. I'm at like 8,200 subscribers. That's nuts. That means 8,200 people or around that number actually thought my content was worthy of clicking that button, just like a whole bunch of you need to click that button. Okay? Subscribe and add the bell on too. Are you subscribed to me? I don't know, guy. I'd have to check. ARRMA Big Rock review. The ARRMA Big, like everything about my channel has been the ARRMA Big Rock review, hasn't it? That RC is such a grab and go. And why am I pinning it up against the X-Max? Only because of time. Only because of time frame. Meaning that X-Max gave me, and there's somebody else that commented either on Facebook or on YouTube saying that they bought, and they even called it a trash bag. They bought themselves a trash bag, or maybe they called it an X-Max. That they bought an X-Max and they're suffering nothing but issues, and their experience is literally out of the box, meaning the quality control on their particular X-Max that they received doesn't even have a battery in it, and he already has issues, that's crazy. So, yeah. Three of the subscribers live. Dude, that is awesome. You just hit big and cool, nice guy. Like everybody in here. Go check out like each other's channels. Now, I know YouTube took that ability away to, at least on my end, like right now, if I go to click, I'm going to click on Dan right now. All right. So I'm going to click on Dan's face. I can pin his message. I can report him. I can remove him. I can put him in a timeout. I can hide him from the channel, or I can add him as a moderator. I cannot go to his channel. Now, I wish YouTube would take that, like bring that back, because what was it, last year? I think it was. I think it's going on a year now that they changed it so we couldn't in chat go to people's channels, which I feel is wrong, because I feel it's wrong. If I want to go to Dan's channel right now, I should be able to go to Dan's channel. Do you know what I'm saying? If I want to go to Frank Sluga's channel, I should be able to go to his channel. RC Steve, I should be able to go to his. All of you guys, like Earl Moyad, I should be able to go to his. You can't. You have to like now make that or take that extra effort to go ahead and do that. And why am I asking you guys to take the extra effort? Just because I literally just checked the analytics and I realized that, come on, flip-flopped. My channel would literally go to 20K, like probably like that. If people that watch the channel just said, yeah. So anyways, I think that, again, this is only what I'm seeing on paper. It's only what I'm visually seeing. I do not have my hands on this. I do have my hands on my own Outcast. I am creating what's on the right-hand side with a little mixture of what's on the left-hand side. Just definitely not the chassis. Chassis is $180. That's a couple bucks, man. So anyways, I think that's good for a live stream. How long are we on here for? How do I X this stuff out without ruining? This could end badly. Okay. I got that. Now how do I go to this? No. Well, I can go to that. Don't forget, if you need to go ahead and get yourself one of these, go to these guys right here. Okay. Get your pre-order in. If that's the route you want to go, here you go. I'll give you a nice explosion. That's the vehicle right there. This is the company that you want to get it from right there. Yeah, you get it from wherever you want. I'm just going to always say these guys. All right, so I think I can X out of it. Oh, no! We just got the screen of whatever this is. How do I get rid of that? Bam! All right, so this smile right here, this is what the hobby does. All hobbies do that. When I work on my cars and my trucks, I get the same smile sometimes. When you punch frame, you know, you get a wrench or a socket that slips off and you got something backing it up and you punch that frame or you punch that fender. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't make you smile. But in general, whatever hobby you decide to take on, it should be what is providing what I call like smiles for miles. It should provide you with some type of enjoyment. Some people like working with wood. Some people love 3D print stuff. Some people like making soap, candles. Some people like knitting. Don't forget also, in the description, I think it's the second line, my daughter's shop. If you need to buy, yes, it's a plug. If you need to buy yourself, because there could be some girls in here, there could be some guys that want some jewelry. I don't know. Or if you want to buy your significant other, you know, holidays come up, you want to buy a significant other like a nice handmade like earring, or she's doing necklaces now too. Just go jump onto her Etsy page. It's called Melodic Moon Shop. And I believe it is the first line. I believe it's the first line in the description of, no, sorry, second line. It says, visit my daughter's Etsy shop here. You just click on that. It takes it right to her shop. And like I said, you know, you could throw her a couple bucks. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome. It's like, you know, it's funny. Like, I should video it when she gets an order, like she lights up, like, and for a dad to see, like, she's, how old is she now? Oh my God. She's 21. I mean, it's insane. Dude, she used to be right here. She used to be right there. You know what I mean? Come on, most guys, you know, you carry your kid, you know, their head is in your arms and their legs and arms are flopped over your arm. You know what I mean? I think that's like how a lot of guys hold their kids. So I know that's how I did. It was the easiest way to hold them, you know. They're never going anywhere. It's a football hold. I guess that's what they call it. Don't they call it like the football cradle? But yeah, just jump onto her thing and get yourself or your significant other a nice earring or you know, the necklaces or whatever. But what I was saying though is I should record her, because like if she's home and like an order comes through, because she gets an alert, like she like lights up. I hear her and I know by the sound that she makes that she just got an order. It's cool. It's something that she's enjoying doing right now, just like I'm enjoying doing this. Yeah, anyways, so thank you for coming into this live. It's called the 1/5 Kraton EXB versus the 1/5 Kraton Let's See the Changes. Maybe I should have called it Let's See the Differences. If you haven't given a thumbs up, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Again, yes, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's only going to help push me forward to continue. Well, I'll do the content anyway, but it helps. It pushes me too. It drives me to, you know, like people commenting. People even, you know, get the negative guy there. I can't even remember what the guy's name was. I think it was Dan's Bearded Adventures. No, I'm just kidding. There was somebody that made crappy comments on one of the videos that I did. What the heck was his name? Let's see. I should have labeled it under crappy comment guy. It should come up pretty quick. Where is it? Where is he? Oh, maybe it's not. See, that's the other thing too, right? Oh, Devon Durkee. Okay. Granted, Devon Durkee, he's got his own opinion, and everybody is welcome to their opinion. I just honestly felt like he was pretty rude, and I left his comments on there because, like I said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. The only usual reason why I will delete somebody or get rid of a comment is normally only if it's like really bad. Like if someone like is swearing. Like, I mean, I don't want that junk. Do you know what I mean? That's usually the only reason why. But like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. He doesn't like my content. Somehow he got some kind of misrepresentation that I called myself a basher. Never call myself a basher. I'm a thrasher. I'm an auto mechanic. I'm a broom pusher. I'm a mulch spreader. I'm a hammer swinger. I'm a welder. I'm a auto body filler spreader. That's who I am. I'm a smoke detector battery changer. I'm a deck builder. I'm a roofer. I'm an electrician, a plumber. I'm all of those. That's what I am. Am I a basher? No, guy. I'm a thrasher, Devon. So anyways, and still, I'm still smiling about it. He wants to be negative. That's cool. Like I said, whatever, guy. I've got tons of comments that are crap because they don't think the content is any good, and that's okay. I am okay, and people shouldn't, like, unless they feel motivated to jump on the person, don't waste your time, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for, you know, they want to get fed. You know what I mean? They feel their life is so, if I could bleep it, crappy, but there was a different word I was saying. I don't know. Maybe they're having a bad day. I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe something happened and he's just having a rough time, and he just happened to see one of my videos and he's like, "Oh, you're garbage." And it's like, okay, hey, guy, whatever makes you feel good about yourself, that's what I'm here for. How about that one? So, all right, I'm out. Well, I'm not out. It's only like 30 degrees. Ready? Alexa, what's the weather today?
In Plymouth, it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for intermittent clouds with a high of 35 degrees and a low of 23 degrees.
Yeah, so earlier today, it was really bad. And I haven't had my truck plugged in for the past couple of days. So during the wintertime with a diesel truck, I definitely recommend you plug it in, especially if you're in a cold climate, because will it start? Yeah, but it starts in what I call angry mode. So come on, that bug started. That thing's diesel. Dude, those T8 TACKlife Pro things there, I couldn't believe how good that little jump pack was. But anyways, I'm just going to end this. So everybody in chat, thank you guys for coming. Like I said, on the way out, just go ahead and give a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel, boom, you know what to do. Notification, make sure your notifications are on. I think only 500 people have notifications on. I saw it in the analytics. So anyways, we got Chris Volt, Chris Watton, Earl Moorhead. We got Iron Man, which is Thomas Downey Jr. We got Kurt, Ryan, Dan, Paul, Frank, GRC, RC Steve, Big and Cool. Lauren is here. Sunoco. Sunoco Twist. Jeremy. JC. I think that's it. Bunch of people came in. This was nice. Kurt's RC. Let's see. Metz was here. Casey popped in for a second. Mendez. Redcat Kaiju or ARRMA Big Rock. Man, I think I've talked about this before, and I know this has probably already been answered, but both RCs offer, and I had this conversation, both RCs offer huge value. The Big Rock is lighter, longer, and can drive faster. The Kaiju is more powerful, more compact, more designed as a trick truck. So it's like, what do you want to do? If you take a Kaiju and put it on a 4S, Kaiju will actually run on 3S. I've done it. It doesn't run very well on 3S. It's more at home at 4S. On 6S, it's, I mean, how many backflips did I do on that 6S jump? I did a jump. Was it a standing back? Yeah, it was. It was a standing backflip. That thing did, I don't know how many consecutive backflips, because the way that it rotated, it was able to catch the tires at just the right rotation. If you're looking for something that you want to do tricks with, the Kaiju is definitely the way to go. Probably skate park kind of deal. Some people really like skate park stuff. The Kaiju is semi-versatile. The Big Rock is too long to be a trick truck, so it's more stable for speed. You know what I mean? It's just you're comparing two trucks. I'm having actually more fun right now with that Big Rock than I have had in a while. And that's not downing the Kaiju, because my Kaiju just went full speed into a rock and is still alive. It just needs parts. I want to say, well, maybe not right now. The Big Rock you could probably normally get parts for, and you could probably normally buy it. But I think because the Big Rock was such a hit, ARRMA like way underestimated the sales on that truck. They should have, if they had probably triple the amount of trucks that they released, ARRMA probably still would have sold them all out. Because right now, if I could get another Big Rock, I would get one for my son. You know what I mean? That's how much I like the Big Rock. If my wife was into RCs more than she is, she's got her Max, she's got her DB Pro, I would buy her a Big Rock. And I'd probably have to get buy the Big Rock and then buy like a different body, and I'd actually probably paint it. She likes the Ford Ruby Red. Like, if anybody has seen the Ford's Ruby Red, which I don't think is available anymore, that Ruby Red is one hot color. I would paint her truck Ruby Red, and that thing would look mint. So I would buy my wife one because I know that she could have fun with it. That type of fun. So, boy, that was long. All right. I think, like I said, I'm just going to end this right here. How long has the stream gone on for? Almost 2 hours. Do you want me to hang out until the 2-hour mark? It's literally only like 12 minutes away. That way everybody can finalize their conversations. If anybody's got any questions, you can ask it now because I'll look at chat. GRC, you have 2, and I posted them on your Facebook page. They are both broke. Yeah, but GRC, I seen how you drive, guy. No wonder why things are broken. God, I can only imagine your real truck. Do you treat your real truck with that kind of abuse, Mr. GRC? That's a good question. How do you treat your real truck, guy? Do you abuse your real truck the way you abuse your RCs? Inquiring minds want to know. We already know Earl does. Owen, what's going on, guy? Should you buy a Proline body? Whatever body you buy, just do the tape on the inside to kind of save it. Casey needs a big rock motor mount upgrade for, right. If I could jump it, that I sure would, right. Yep. Robert Casey, what's going on, guy? You came late, but didn't you guys see the new EXB uses shielded bearings? No, the new EXB has sealed bearings. That's one thing I did check into. Could you imagine that? If they use shielded bearings, that'd be terrible. You have a Sentin, so you got a DB Pro instead. It's still up to par with the big. What? The DB Pro compared to a Big Rock? Man, two different kind of vehicles. You got to remember, each vehicle that these manufacturers design is designed for a specific thing. We, the people, we are the ones that go outside the box and break stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like a DB Pro, I've always said, is a finely tuned, groomed track destroyer. Like, I mean, I've seen some videos of the DB Pro like destroying track, like dirt surfaces. Like the thing, when you get somebody that, and the DB Pro, okay, the DB Pro also will turn you, well, it'll make you think you're a better driver than you really are. That is definitely one thing about the DB Pro, is it makes you think you're a better driver than you are. And once you, like, let's just say you go grab a big rock, then the big rock lets you know, hey, guy, learn to drive. Okay, that's what I'll say. The big rock is not a finely tuned machine like the DB Pro. Ryan, what kind of 2-strokes fifth scale do I have? So I only have one 2-stroke fifth scale RC, and that is an Exceed Barca. And it's all bark and no bite. That is actually going to get switched to electric. It's all bark and no bite. The thing is where I live, I really shouldn't run those type of vehicles in my neighborhood. And in order for me to get out there and rip it, like take it to a spot, what it does is it draws unneeded attention. That's the problem, because it sounds like a stinking dirt bike. Do you know what I mean? There was back in the day when I was into nitro and gas, I had a 1/4 scale Jackrabbit, and I loved that thing for what it was. But anytime I drove it, it drew attention, and sometimes it drew negative attention because not everybody wants to listen to that noise. Do you know what I mean? And the electrics have come so far to where, for me, while I like the sound of nitro and gas, I mean, I use weed whackers and blowers, and I get that stuff buzzing in my ears all the time. You know, obviously, I like the way engines sound, real engines. But for me, it's become just a pain in the neck. That's all. Electric is easy. I'm more along the lines of easy nowadays, guy. I want to get out there. I want to be able to maneuver that thing in the air, if at all possible. So boring for me, the DB Pro? Right. Oh, Paul, you're a different kind of driver. Gary Mitchell. Where's the ARRMA? Oops, what did I just do? See, I'm looking at, okay, so I'm looking at the chat, right? But I'm using my computer. So I'm swiping up on the thing, wondering why the chat's not moving. See, I got my iPad, right? And I'm trying to use my touchpad for the iPad, and it wasn't working. And then I saw like the screen jump. So you're saying, where's the ARRMA? I don't have an ARRMA Vortec. It's right at ARRMA. Electric is just fast and has, right. Well, it's faster. You cannot get the same air control that you can get with an electric. You just cannot get with a gas, in my own opinion. Paul Clancy, that's why you're into electric now? Because of the sound or because of the ease of usage or its ability? All right. I think we're coming up to that close, right? Another 5 minutes. So we got like another 5 minutes. Don't forget, if you're just jumping in, boom, throw one of those on there. I don't even know if we have any thumbs ups. I have no way of checking because I'm on StreamYard, and StreamYard doesn't let you see anything. See, on my end, there's only one thumbs up. See? There's only one thumbs up on my end. So that means nobody has thumbs up to anything. Nice. Thanks, guys. Nobody subscribed. Nobody thumbs up. Nobody hit that bell. Sergeant J, yeah. I get why you feel that way. Don't forget, Sergeant J, I'm older than you, guy. I had years of nitro and gas. Dude, I flew planes, I flew helicopters, I flew boats. I did fly boats, actually. I lived right on a pond, so I had not gas boats. I had nitro boats, I had nitro planes, I had my gas jackrabbit, I had nitro trucks, I had a nitro something, on-road something. Very limited. That didn't last long. When you drive it into the woods and it blows into a million pieces, they don't last long. GRC, you were number 150 thumbs ups. Nice guy. GRC threw up 50 thumbs ups. 63 thumbs. Nice. JC, thank you. Woody, thank you, man. 45 on your screen. Nice. I only show one. Right. Casey, yeah, Casey used to be an avid helicopter flyer, right, Casey? 35 thumbs ups on your view, right? See, isn't that weird? Why does everybody have different amount of thumbs ups? I don't even know. I honestly don't even know how. It says there's 50. What I can see is I can see it says 56 people are watching, but there's only one there's only one thumb. So anyways, we're coming to a close. We got 1.5 minutes left. All right. So what do we talk about today? We talked about this beast. Well, actually, I can't. Can I do it? We talked about that. Yeah. We basically talked about this right here. I can't even see it right. I don't know. You probably couldn't even see that. I don't even know how this is working. I don't even know. We talked about the differences between the Kraton EXB 1/5 drop that ARRMA just did, and we talked about its original V 1.5 that Earl calls it, because that's kind of what it is. I'm converting my Outcast into a Kraton. My Kraton is going to be kind of a semi-mixture between just an RC Guy Garage conversion build using stock parts with a little sprinkling of EXB, meaning most likely it's tires, Shocks, I'm not sure yet. Do I think that this version of the Kraton EXB is worth it? On paper, and what I can visually see with my eyes, and what I hear saying in my head, I am seeing that this EXB is probably really what they intended an EXB to be. The Kraton Outcast, and I mean Outcast, the Outcast is a very solid platform. I believe that with the EXB version of the Kraton, this is what my mind is thinking, that they have kind of outcasted up the Kraton. If you get what I'm saying, because the Outcast is that, I call it a 4x4 print, but it's 24 by 24, the footprint of the truck. And I feel that smaller footprint, being a little bit over 2 inches shorter, changed why the Outcast seems to be a little bit more of a resilient, fun driving truck. Why am I pushing mine into a Kraton? Just because I want to. I knew that this drop was going to happen at some point. It happened sooner than I thought. I have basically, I think, all the parts. I'm not positive, but I do believe I do. I think I do. But anyways, I'm not out. But if you're not out, get out there and, like I always say, rip something. Rip into a steak. Rip into a burger. Rip into a bag of fries or a bag of popcorn. Maybe not that stuff. Rip into a salad. Okay? Rip into something. Put a smile on your face. Be kind to everyone. It is so much better pushing a positive way than it is a negative way. Because eventually, if you're so negative, that negativity might double back on you at some point. And I wouldn't want any negativity towards really anybody. I mean, Devon, if you see this live, guy, lighten up. Have a nice tea. Look at if you've got that 14-year-old daughter that you said you have that can drive better than me, look at her in the eyes and realize that being positive and being kind is a much better way to be. So, boom, right there, guy. Just smile. All right, everybody, I'm going to end this. Thank you for coming to this live stream. 1/5 Kraton EXB versus 1/5 Kraton. Let's see the changes. Were there any? Yeah, they actually, it looks like they did change the arms, but they were being sneaky about it because they even changed the PDF for the stock parts. At least I think. Something does look different. You're right. Something definitely does look different on those front arms. Now that I finally saw it today by looking at the picture, but the PDF says it's the same part number, but I think they're pulling a fast one on us. They're getting rid of the weak arms that they used to have. So you're not going to be able to buy. I don't know, but that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense because that basically means you're buying EXB ops. Right? I don't know. What are you buying? I don't even know what I'm buying now. What are you guys buying? Are you guys buying the 1/5 Kraton EXB roller? Let's find out.